Welcome to another live video. I am your host, Mr. Kim or Yoon, however you want to call it. So, I don't know how many people are going to come. I know at night a lot of people come, but it's summer vacation, so I think some people will still make it. How do you say your name? I don't wanna pronounce it wrong. Mayonnaise Man, what's up? Bucklau, what's up? Welcome. Spartan, what's up? Spartan, did you join the Sea Cadets? I'm probably gonna do a live for about an hour or so. Got some stuff to do, videos to make. How's everyone's summer? Is school done? Like, are you guys on summer vacation now? Cyrus, what's up? Or am I in the barracks? No, I am at home. I'm on leave. So I'm at home right now. G Smith, what's up? You are what about the Sea Cadets? Let me look. Did you join the Sea Cadets, Spartan? I'm about to try to sell some clothes. I think I can get at least $100. That's awesome. Strasser, what's up? Need water. I went to a casino yesterday for the first time, and I lost $80. Thanks. I played the called craps or something, where there's like the little wheel and the ball goes in and you pick a number. And no, I came in with the mentality of I'm gonna lose my money, so it was an $80 payment for the experience of going to a casino. How far in advance do you have to request for leave? At least a week. Earlier the better. Earlier the better, because a lot of people take leave during the summer. You know, so for example, let's say your division comprises of 10 people. If 8 people drop leave saying, hey, I want to take leave like tomorrow, that's a big no-no, right? Because it can't be manned by 2 people. So at least give your chain of command 2 to 3 weeks a heads up. Mine, I planned for like 3 months. So they approved it. After you finish boot camp, do you get your phone back? You can't have your phone within recruit training command. So you have to have your parents, when you leave for A school, meet up with your parents, and then get your personal belongings. Then you can't bring your cell phone to recruit training command, because you'll get in some serious trouble. You could even start boot camp all over again. Like you did your 2 months, and then you get caught with something like breaking something like this bad, like having your cell phone when you're not supposed to. It's a huge rule you're breaking. They could technically, if they wanted to, send you back to beginning of boot camp from day 1, so you'll be in boot camp for 4 months instead of 2 months. So Have I ever been to New Mexico? No, I have not. I've only been to Texas, Ohio, Virginia, Delaware, New York, because I live in Pennsylvania. So states around here I've been a couple of times. Is everyone in the East Coast? I'm gonna assume, Spartan, you're in like the central part or West Coast. What's up, Nick? Nick Kerr. What do you think of AW? Oh yeah, I have been in Illinois for boot camp and Mississippi for A school. Southwest. I don't know too much about AWs. Virginia, Dominic. Anyone from a different country? Or maybe you're not within the 50 states. Because sometimes people talk about some people come from like the UK and Germany and the Philippines. Yeah, JT would be great. He probably has some videos when he talks about that. I don't work with air stuff, so in terms of air rates, JT would be best bet. In terms of surface rate, you know, someone like me. Cormans would be Donnie. But yeah. Oh man. Maybe I should take a nap. I'll probably do another live video later on today. Around like 7, 8. When there's a lot of people active. So, are you guys on summer vacation now? Like no more school? The Army Bell, what's up? Right now, I'm at home in Pennsylvania. What do you think about the new Ford class ships? So the carrier Ford class. I think it's pretty cool because right now, you know, Ford class, the Ford carrier is like the symbol of the Navy improving their you know, technology because the old ships, the Nimitz class, you know, they require like 3,000 to 4,000 people, and I heard it could go up to 5,000 people to, you know, operate the ship. But the Ford class only needs 2,500 people, so it's reducing the amount of manpower that we need. So it's specializing. The people are being like, you know, they're recruiting the top of the line people. So it's becoming much more specialized. And, you know, in the future, probably to join the Navy, join the military, it's going to be very competitive. But right now, you know, it's very lenient on who can join. But, you know, reducing the amount of people needed to operate an aircraft carrier is a good thing. It's a step forward. In Pennsylvania, I am in a place called Montgomeryville. I've been out of school since April. You mean like college, or like high school, or like A school, or what school the Army has? College. Used to live in New Bloomfield. I don't know where that is. New Bloomfield? Ooh. What bootcamp job should you take? You should, you should try RPOC first. If you don't make it in with RPOC, try AROC. If you don't make it with AROC, try Yeoman. If you can't make Yeoman, port watch or starboard watch. So just take any job that you can, like any top job, top recognized job. Don't, the head PO cleans the bathrooms. So the head PO is in charge of that. So if you can, that dude, for the experience, RPOC all the way. RPOC and AROC all the way, man. Or Master at Arms, MA. Getting the top jobs will help you with, you know, receiving some type of leadership skills. How does the ship do swim quals? Swim quals? Once you're out of boot camp, man, you don't really have to swim. Like I've never had to go into the water after boot camp, which is pretty sad to say. After you finish boot camp, you really don't go into the water at all. Let's see, Maddie Lee. I was wondering if I could get a waiver for self-harm scars, or is that 100% no? That's something you need to ask your recruiter. Yeah, your recruiter will be the one that'll probably say something. So the way that it works, there's your recruiter and there's MEPS, Military Entrance Processing Station, right? MEPS is the ultimate place where they decide this guy or this girl is going to join the military, or if this person is not. So your recruiter is going to try your best, his or her best, to get you into the military, the boot camp, or you know, whatever branch you want to serve. Your recruiter also might work within his self-interest and say, hey, you're going to take this job, right? While you might have wanted, for example, you wanted to be a corpsman, but you know, your recruiter said, hey, be a logistics specialist. So you got to watch out that your recruiters, although they have your interest at heart, they want to put you through the military, you have to know they have their own self-interest because they have an agenda to fill, because they have a job to do of recruiting people, certain people for certain jobs and stuff. Mr. Mike, good morning or good afternoon depending on where you are. It's good afternoon here. Thank you for your $1. Let's see. How often are you tested for the PRT physical readiness test? In boot camp, you get it tested 3 times, called the PFA physical fitness assessment, beginning of boot camp, middle of boot camp, and end of boot camp. But PRTs roll twice a year, one in the morning, one in the spring, and one at winter or in the fall, depending on how the ship wants to do it. What's the worst thing happened to you at basic? Oh man, the worst thing that happened to me in basic. Okay, I'll answer that. I got 2 examples. My favorite song right now. I don't know if I have a favorite song right now. How often are you forced to exercise? The only time we're forced to actually exercise physically is during the PRT. Other than that, they give us time to work out, like, you know, an hour, you know, maybe 2 to 3 times a week. But, you know, there are people that just, instead of working out for an hour, decide to go home. So we're not really forced to exercise or work out. It's just expected of us. But we are forced to do our physical readiness test twice a year. And the people who obviously skip out on workouts, are the ones who fail and try to cheat the system and stay in. So the two things that happened to me in boot camp, the worst thing, the first one not too bad, which is the guy that was masturbating. If you saw that video, if you haven't, long story short, was he above me? No, he was right next to me. Oh yeah. So I was sleeping, and then there was a guy masturbating right next to me. So it's like an open bunk, like there's no privacy. But he just decided to masturbate, and I woke up the next day, and the guy who was masturbating was right side by side. Our beds were right next to each other with some space apart. But yeah, it just made me wonder, like, he would have had to kind of look around to make sure people weren't looking at him masturbate. So at one point he would have had to see me while he was masturbating. But yeah, that's one thing that happened. That was kind of gross. The second thing, the most disrespectful thing that happened to me was from a RDC, actually, from a recruit division commander, which wasn't too bad, but it was kind of insulting. So in boot camp you get shorts, right? The Navy shorts. For example, let's say it's let's say this is a Navy short. This is obviously not. It's Abercrombie & Fitch. But in boot camp, you stencil it, right? You put your name on it and you put your division number on it. So I messed up on mine somehow. I put it in the wrong place. And I went to my RDC and I said, hey, I got this wrong. How do I fix it? And my RDC just took it and he fixed it. But after he fixed it, he just threw it down, and instead of handing it to me, like a normal person, but he just threw it down and I had to pick it up. So it was a little bit insulting, but it was alright. But that's really the worst thing that happened to me. Troublemakers are the ones that get, I guess the worst thing happens to them the most. The troublemakers. Okay, let me try to catch up on some questions. Right now, I am at home in Pennsylvania. So this is my room. Gotta enjoy these summer months. Yes, Jupiter. NW2. What job in the Navy would you absolutely not want to do? Be an undes or BM? Do you know how to make bulgogi? I actually ate that today. My mom made some for me. I don't know how to do the spice. My mom put seasoning on the meat in some way. Kind of put that out of the way. Shane, what's up from New Jersey? Let's see. I remember you saying if you had the opportunity, you'd take a new job. Why didn't you retake the ASVAB in order to get a better score in the Navy? Better job in the Navy? Because no one was at the time doing what I'm doing, recommending people what you should do. So I just got the job LS and I was like, oh, well, let me go with this. There wasn't anyone like myself that tried to help people, give some insight into people on what you should do. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. Alethea. Orenda Marshall. You only have so long to take a second ASVAB. Yes. So once you take your first ASVAB, you have exactly 30 days. So you have to tell your Navy liaison or Army liaison, whatever branch you serve, or your recruiter, hey, I got an ASVAB score, I don't like it, let me retake it. And you have exactly 30 days after that. That's the only thing that I read to be true. I don't know if there are other opportunities along the way. I don't think you can do hey, I took my ASVAB, last December, can I retake it now? I don't know how that works, but the only way I've read that works is you take your ASVAB, Then 30 days after, you take it again. Which 30 days is plenty enough time. If you get like 65, you'll probably, with some studying, if you need to get tutored. Only for a short time, you know, like get a tutor that does SATs, because it's very similar to the things that are on it. And by the ASVAB book, and you can bump up your score at least by 20 points. So like if you got 60, you can probably get 80 with some tutoring, studying, and you know, your determination to get a better score. Julius, that's crazy how he dropped the shorts. Yes, some RDCs are worse than others, man. But at the end of the day, they all have a good heart. You know, they're all people. They all, you know, are nice people, but they just have to be mean. So you have to understand that, you know, some RDCs might be extremely rude. Some RDCs might pick on you. But at the end of the day, just know that it's their job to pick on you. It's their job to yell at you. That blue shirt wearing right now, is it a Navy shirt? Yes, Graham C. It's my... So that's the carrier, the Lincoln. It's got the 72 with the Lincoln face. It's my ACFL t-shirt. Assistant Command Fitness Leader t-shirt. I used to help people who need to work on their fitness. People who are overweight, or people who cannot do the amount of push-ups, sit-ups, or run a mile and a half. I used to help them and work them out and stuff. So only certain people can get this. Would you change rates to be in aviation? Hold on. If you had the chance, no particular job, just aviation. In a way, yeah, because I think it's pretty cool to work in the flight deck. But it's in my eyes, it's far too dangerous for me to try anything like that. Do all Navy ships have red shirts and green shirts, or is that on the carriers? So on the flight deck, right, they have the different flight deck uniforms. So there are, you know, the red shirts, there are red shirts. They symbolize a particular job. They do a particular job. There are green shirts. They do a particular job. I have a green shirt because green shirt also represents for supply. There are people with white shirts. You know, they might be, you know, for example, medical. They have a white shirt with, you know, red cross in the middle. There are brown shirts. There are purple shirts. So they're all like skittles of colors. So they each have different jobs. So that's why there's so many different t-shirts on the or long sleeves on the flight deck. Okay. After you take the ASVAB a second time, will they go for the higher score? Say, Orenda, I'm not too sure, but if I had to guess, they would take your new ASVAB score. But you could ask your recruiter. Your recruiter will definitely know. At the end of the day, they're just people, so they're actually terrible people. Some are actually terrible people. Hey Yoon, do you have any challenge coins? I have, I don't have challenge coins, I have my command coin. Hold on, let me get it real quick. It's the one that I gave away not too long ago. Okay. So, my first award in the Navy was called Warrior of the Week. See, yes, that's like Warrior of the Week. That was my first ever award, and along with this, I got a little placard. So it says USS Abraham Lincoln, CVN-72, Warrior of the Week. So each week they nominate about 10 people from each department, and then one person, the most outstanding person, wins it. Sometimes it's political, so I won, and then I got this command coin here, which it's one of the ones that I gave away because I got 2 from my captain. So I kept 1 for myself and gave 1 away. And the second thing that I got was my surface warfare pin. And here's a picture of my ship. Very nice. And it says, having attained significant military experience in surface ships and having successfully completed enlisted personal qualification standards and demonstrated the requisite professional skills and knowledge while serving on U.S. Abraham Lincoln. So on my uniform, my blues and whites and whatever, I have a little surface pin that I can wear. And the latest award that I got was the NAM, Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal, the highest non-combatant award you can get. So pretty good for somebody who's been in for 2 years, definitely. Now I am up for winning Blue Jacket of the Quarter. So every year there's 4 quarters, right? 3 months. Every 3 months they nominate, each department nominates a sailor that they think is the best, and you get what you go for. E3 and below goes for Blue Jacket of the Quarter. So I'm gonna try to win that because I got nominated. Hopefully I can win that, and if I win that, you know, I'm gonna try to win it for the year. And if I win it for the year, it's going to be a very, very good package when I apply to be an officer. Alright, so let me catch up on the questions here. So I'm reading the questions from start to finish, so it might take a while for those of you who are coming in now and leaving a question. That blue shirt is a Navy, yes. Okay. Joining the Navy right now. I'm studying to pass the ASVAB. Awesome. What do you think of the Zumwalt class? I think I've read an article, but I forgot. It's been a while, so I don't really have an opinion on that. What exactly do you do for your job? So as a logistics specialist, I have 2 primary duties. One being managing aviation parts, so parts for the jets and airplane and stuff like that, making sure I store it right, making sure I know where things are. And the second thing is I support a department called AIMD, Aviation Intermediate Maintenance Department. I support them with whatever they need. So if they need a part repaired, they come to me and I pick it up and, you know, do the paperwork. Okay. The latest, they take the latest score you got. Yes, that's what I thought. I'm currently trying to join the Army, but having trouble passing the ASVAB. All you need to do is study, man. Study for like a month or 2. If you need to get a tutor, get a tutor. Yeah, man. This is embarrassing. 11-minute mile. How do I improve my time? Maddie Lee. A lot of people have, you know, come in with different, you know, scale of physical ability. So 11 minutes is not too bad, really. You know, it's not where you need to be. But the best way to improve your time is actually just run every single day. You know, at least, you know, really, you know, if you could run 15 minutes a day, which isn't really much, right? Like if you run 15 minutes a day, try to do your 1.5 miles, you know, or go steady 5 miles per hour on the treadmill for 1 week. Then, you know, the next week go steady 6 miles per hour on the treadmill. Then the next week go 7 miles per hour on the treadmill. Then, you know, the next week try to go 7.5 miles per hour on the treadmill. You know, so you can try to push yourself. Just running every single day. Now, doing it on the treadmill and actually running outside is a whole different level. Okay, Maddie, that's one thing that I had to find out. So really, if you could have a like school track field, run that a couple of times. But yeah, or if get some running friends, right? Like friends who love running, or and whatnot. Like your parents say, hey, let's go for a run, or your friends for a run. So yeah, man. How long have you been in the Navy? I just passed my 2 years. June 2nd was my 2-year mark. I joined when I was 21 years of age, and June 3rd was when I turned 22, and now I am 24. Getting up there in age. Another question. Okay. Do you like the new Navy MWUs or the old ones? I personally like the old blue cherry one. Blueberry. I gotta see the exact details of the new MWUs. They haven't let us wear it yet because they don't sell it. But I gotta see, like, some stuff on the blueberries are not as efficient. Like on the sleeves, there are pockets on the blue MWUs, and those are hardly used. So I personally think those are pretty useless. And I hope the Type 3s, they got rid of that. But I don't know if they did. I gotta take a closer look. Do some sailors get seasick? Definitely people on a small ship probably will, but for a carrier like me, even in the carrier, some people do get seasick. It doesn't rock as much. For example, if this is like flat edge of the ship, and we're out at sea and it's a storm out there, it might rock like this at best, but never like this, but like this. So nothing too crazy unless they do it on purpose just to test something out. But on the carrier, it doesn't rock too bad. It does rock, you feel woozy a little bit. Like your eyes are you could tell by your eyes. You might not see anything moving, but your eyes can tell that it's moving. It's the weirdest thing. And it's crazy, like when you're in formation and like everyone's standing at attention, you'll see people move back and forth, but like you're standing perfectly straight and you're looking at other people, but because the ship's rocking, like they're moving back and forth. So that's pretty cool. Mr. Mike, thank you for another $1. Very, very much appreciated, Mr. Mike. Citizen Erased, CTN3 here. What's up? Maddie Lee deserve like 30,000 subscribers. I will get there probably within another 2 years. So I'm not in a hurry by any means. I like to take it nice and slow. Make sure I spend time with the people that I started with. I'm gonna get there. I'm not worried. 30,000 subscribers, 1 million subscribers. I'll definitely get there. Like I give myself 10 years to get 1 million subscribers. It's a long-term game. Let's see. If you look carefully, you can see him in that picture. Maddie. Intervals make you very strong. Yes, so one running tip, one thing that I'm doing is like I used to run an hour a day, but I heard, I don't know if it's how true it is, but like the latest study is instead of like running for a, marathon of an hour on the treadmill, just sprint for like 15 minutes, get your heart rate all the way up, and it's the study or the theory right now says it's almost equivalent to running an hour at a steady pace than versus sprinting for like 15 minutes at your highest heart rate. So like sprinting up a hill, jog back down a hill, let you catch up and sprint back up, jog back down, sprint back up, jog back down. So that's what I'm doing right now. Trying to run with my weights on my legs. Yeah, I used to train with a 20-pound vest. And I lost a lot of weight to that too. But it sucks running with weights. It's painful. I'm going to try to run with weights. Oh no, if you're gonna run, try to improve your run time, don't run with weights. Like if you're new to running, don't do it at all. Like make sure you can run first. Just try to do high intervals, in my opinion. In my opinion. You know, if a bodybuilder or marathon runner says, you know, run with weights, you know, I'm not a runner, so if you want to listen to somebody else, that's fine. But in my mediocre opinion, just try to get your heart rate up. Hey, does prior service have as many options as normal enlisted going the regular route? What do you mean prior service? Aliba? I can help with questions if you like, Yoon. If you want, don't run with weights. What you know about IS and ITs? I don't know too much about them. ITs, I know after A school you pick up 3rd class, and then right after that you get to go to C school. So that's pretty cool. My friend just hit 2nd class for ITs, and we've been in for the same amount of time almost. No, she's been in longer actually. But yeah, she hit it faster than I did. That's cool. I really want to get into the program. Yeah, if you're like I ran every day because I liked running every day, not because like, you know, like this is the way to go. But yeah, if you know, running every other day or running 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day is what I would recommend. Not something necessarily it's like this is the Bible, this is the way to do it. But yeah. 73 on the ASVAB, Anthony. Okay. It would be cool if Navy got tan boots. Some people have the tan boots. Cheltenham. I think Cheltenham's like an hour or an hour and a half away from me. I'm in Montgomeryville. If you're wearing type 3s, you do wear tan boots. Not necessarily. Some people do. But where I am, it's not all that authorized. There are people with type 3s with the black boots. So that's one thing I'm hoping to take away with the type 3s is the need for the black boots so we don't have to polish it anymore. Okay. Does every enlistee need some type of clearance? No cooking wanted. Cooking? Cooking work. Like I know some people without a clearance. I have a basic clearance. I think I forgot what it was. But I have some type of clearance. But there are people without a clearance because there are people who are in debt or have some type of loan, whatever they need to pay off that they didn't pay off, so they couldn't get it because of that. Okay. Have I ever been to Colorado? I have not. Prior service. That's what I thought he meant. I forgot exactly what question, but it was worded in a weird way. I didn't really understand. So whoever asked that question, if you could say it again. yesterday I went to Philadelphia, and there was like a crazy guy in there. We went to the Reading terminal, where it's like a building where they sell different food, like all close to the Chinatown. And my family, we were walking into the building, and like there was a guy. He had like, I don't know why, but he had like a white towel, and he was like this, and he had this serious face in his and he was like, "You better all hope I don't get a gun." And this guy was kind of crazy. Have you been deployed on a ship yet? Nope. Are you staying in the barracks room right now? Right now, no. I am at home in Pennsylvania. This is my room. Enlisted in the Army, trying to go Navy, active duty. Aliva, just talk to your recruiter. Oh, go to the Navy recruiter and let the recruiters duke it out and fight for you. Like, you don't have to like deal with your Army recruiter if you don't want to be in the Army anymore. Just go to your Navy recruiter and long sleeves. What long sleeves? Just go to your Navy recruiter and say, "Hey, I want to be in the Navy. I'm in the Army. Can you take care of it?" And your Navy recruiter should, if it's a good recruiter, say, "Cool, I got you. Don't even have to talk to your Army recruiter anymore. Let me call him up." That's really ideally what the Navy recruiter should do. Hi, Janet. Hi. Short sleeve, yes. Are your parents proud that you are in the Navy? I think they're always proud, you know. I think, I don't know. But of whatever I do, you know, they know that I will make a good decision based on, you know, what I think. And I am not where I want to be. You know, the level of proudness, you know, scale of 1 to 10, you know, 10 being, let's say, like I was an Olympic gold medalist, and, you know, 1 being like a homeless person. I would say it's like a 7. Yeah, 7. You know, they're proud of me of being in the Navy because I am independent. I'm not irresponsible with my money, irresponsible with my life. I'm very responsible, so they were proud in that sense. I am going to try to shoot to be an officer, and, you know, maybe that will increase, you know, from a 7 to an 8. But yeah. We are all proud of you, Yoon. Thank you, Janet. Can I go to other country on my vacation for 2 weeks? As long as you do the proper paperwork and you let your chain of command know, yeah. I went to Korea last year for 4 weeks? 3 weeks? 3.5 weeks? Yeah. Mr. Mike, thank you for another $1. Always very kind, and I appreciate it. Okay, how long was basic training? 2 months. 8 weeks, yes. Some people are in what's called a push division, so they may finish in 7 weeks. Or if you get held back, you might finish in 9 weeks or even later, depending on how far you get held back or for what reason it is. How soon were you able to go on vacation from the moment you joined? So you have to be in boot camp for 2 months. You have to be in boot camp, A school, at least my A school. It might differ from A school to A school, but at least for mine, you couldn't take leave for 2 months. And after that, after you finish A school, then, you know, people were able to take leave. So for my case, only 4 months. What job would you have as an officer? For State 21 application, I think there's like 10 different things. but the one that I'm after is the surface warfare officer. It's very much needed, and it's a very demanding field. A lot of people are leaving that surface warfare community from what the articles that I read, and the Navy is trying to recruit a lot of surface warfare officers. So knowing it's challenging, I'm gonna go into it, because even though I don't want it to be challenging. I want it to be easy. If it's challenging, it'll help me grow, and because it's more demanding, it's more difficult, my chances of getting accepted, I believe, are higher than a much more cushiony job. So that's my reasoning as to why I am trying to be a SWO. How practical is school while on active duty as a LS? Depending on where you go, if you are deployed right away, you obviously might not have all the time in the world. Right now I'm taking college classes within the ship called NC PACE. So as the LS, I am able to manage it. Now I was also for a period of time underway, 12 hours a day working, sometimes even more. But even that, like your division, the people that are managing you, they're lenient to, hey, you need your education, you signed up for this class, we'll let you go for an hour, 2 hour, whatever the case may be. Now, if you're not that busy, if you get lucky, like you get a short command for 2 years, then yeah, while you are in there, try to get as much college credits as possible. Like I know one of my friends came in with half a degree, associates, and got shore duty right off the bat, and then he got his bachelor's degree now, while he's kind of part-time at sea, like where I am. He's going for his master's. So it's not impossible. It depends on your luck. Some people are given more opportunity than others. So it depends on your luck, really. But at the end of the day, if you want to push for it, as long as you're determined, you can always make it happen somehow. Okay. Hey, Yoon, do you have any combat training? With the 9mm pistol, that's the only combat training that I got. I was supposed to be in security, like I was changed over departments from supply department to security department, where I was supposed to get combat training, all that kind of stuff, like self-defense or whatnot. But that didn't happen because I was on leave, so I'm not in security anymore. So that's pretty awesome. Were the recruiters mean up to at boot camp? No. My recruiters were pretty nice, and pretty relaxed. They lied to me, but my recruiters were cool people. How is it to be in the Navy? I'm going to join the Marine Corps after high school. Being in the military itself is, in some aspects it's challenging, and it helps you grow. For me, it helped me grow, and I appreciate very much for it. But I can't wait to get out. I hate being in the Navy. I hate being in the military in general. But I'm very appreciative of the opportunity it's given me, and it helped me become a better person. So it's a very double-edged sword there. What do you mean short command? No, shore command. So there's sea command, like my ship. My ship is sea duty, because it's, we go out to sea. And there's shore command where, you're on land, like you're at a base, you're working at a base. So that's what I'm talking about. You can work on a base. For example, as an LS, I could work on a base somewhere, or I could be attached with some Marines on some land duty, or I could be in a hospital ordering hospital parts, or I could be overseas somewhere at a base, a facility that needs LSs to order supplies. So that's a shore command. A sea command, a sea duty, is you're assigned to a ship. Like, hey, this ship is going to go out to sea at some point, and you're going to be with this ship. So at shore command, it's the time to relax, but when you're out at sea, it's all business. You know, that's kind of how you can look at it. So when you're at shore command, you have a good amount of time, but when you are at sea, you necessarily don't have a lot of time. He's trying to help you out. Okay. What type of jobs require no clearance? Jobs that don't require higher ASVAB score. I don't know exactly what. Like, there are some LSs without any clearance. Definitely some CSs without any clearance. Pack Siemens, Pack Airmans, BMs. But yeah, I would say jobs that are much more like information based, you would need a clearance. Okay. Videos and put out the information and your opinions, especially considering you don't want to be in the Navy anymore. You really can make the best of your situation, and I respect that. Thank you. CTN 3. And my girlfriend just dropped in, Stella, and left. And I think I caught up with all the questions. Yeah, I don't mind people like coming in and, you know, from other, that's in the military, and giving, you know, their thoughts and opinions. Doesn't bother me. Yep. Because that's what this is all about. Like, you know, whenever I say, hey, I don't know everything, like, hey, go talk to JT Suits 4 if you want to know about air. Go talk to Donnie if you want to know more about, you know, corpsmen's. You know, for those of you who want to be in the information rate, you know, Citizen ETN 3 here, he's the best bet. Like, heck, how would I know whatever he knows about his job and stuff like that? Have you ever met an officer who makes bad decisions? I've only heard about officers that make bad decisions. I've never met anybody, or I might have met them and they keep it hidden. Like, there are officers that get fired for stuff. Can't think of one on the top of my head, but yeah, I mean, if you look at like military times, they sometimes have like, this officer sold information to, you know, another country, or leaked some information to another country. Like not too long ago, there was a LT commander, lieutenant commander in the Navy that got caught up with giving away information intentionally or unintentionally. I don't know exactly what, but he got in trouble, and his face is like plastered on the Navy Times. There were also captains that gave away, you know, when they were going to pull into the Philippines Army or Philippines military. There are people that make, you know, those kind of decisions, but I personally never met an officer that's like made stupid decisions like the enlisted. Okay. What do you know about CBs? Nothing too much. Only thing I know is it's a very hard thing to get into, and the promotion rate is terrible. And I know some people are getting forced to transition out of CBs because they come in as CBs and then they do, for example, I think it was like maybe like 4 years. They serve their 4 years and they're trying to re-enlist, and then the big Navy is saying, hey, you can't re-enlist. We don't need this many people in this rate anymore. So it's either you get out or you cross-rate into something else. So there are a lot of people that I've met that cross-rate into something else. CBs, they're the ones where I don't know exactly everything they do. There's a video with Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs. He was doing a segment with the CBs where they like build houses, like they're builders, I think, from what I heard and saw. They build stuff, whether it's like a bunker or just houses for, to donate to other countries. Like, hey, people don't have houses here, let's build it and give it to them. Or, combat training with the Marines. So that's some of the stuff that I heard. Okay. How is romantic life shore duty versus sea duty? Shore duty, you probably have the opportunity and freedom to date more civilians, right? Because, on a Friday night and stuff like that, you have a lot more time. You could probably date. You know what you're going to do almost on a day-to-day basis. On a sea duty, you don't know what you're going to do. Like, one day you come in, you expect to work 6 hours from 9 to 1500, but, you end up working until like 1800. So, because, sea duty, you do what's needed of the day, and it's not like shore duty where you can kind of put it off till the next day. So I see a lot of people, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say, I wouldn't know exactly for sure until I go to a shore duty. But I would say, in terms of time, when you're on shore duty, you would have more opportunity, more time to date compared to sea duty. Where am I stationed at? I am in Virginia, on board USS Abraham Lincoln. You can see. Command coin. If you ever come to Colorado, there's a place at the bottom of a mountain. It's called Savelis Pizza. Best pizza I've ever had. There's a pizza place near me called Vinny's, and they make the best extra cheese pizza. I love pizza, man. And in Virginia, right, sometimes I go out and say, hey, I'm going to look for the best pizza joint, right? And I go to these pizza joints and I'll say, hey, give me your best pizza. And they'll say $40. I'll say, awesome. I'll gladly pay for, 8 slices of pizza for $40. And I expect it to be the best thing. And it's a terrible, terrible pizza. And I'm very disappointed at that times when the pizza is terrible and I paid $40 for it. What are some engineering jobs? There are the normal ENs, and there are also the nuke ENs. Some of my friends are nukes. But I don't know exactly everything for the ENs. I am actually going to make I forgot to bring my Blue Jackets manual, but I'm going to one day make a video that has, and I'm going to read from the Blue Jackets manual. It's a book you get in boot camp that has all of the rates, not all of the rates, but most of the rates in there. And I'm just going to read it off and short description of each of them, and try to help people with all the different rates in the Navy. I don't know if it's a regular construction jobs, the CBs. I think it's like a half and half, like construction and also like combat. Or I know some people might just be full construction, and some people might be full combat. But I think it's a hybrid. Anthony Nguyen, what's up? When you get out of the Navy, do you want to do a pizza tour, road trip thing? So Mayonnaise Man, my friend and I actually, if you see my vlogs on how to know your friends at Walmart, my friends Ed and Ethan, we're actually gonna one day do a road trip. I'm planning to do it 50 states across the United States. Yeah, like take like 6 months and just go every single state in the US, and just go visit 1 or 2 attractions and eat some food. And I'm gonna fund it by my YouTube channel, because my YouTube channel makes like $200 a month right now. But I believe by that time, if I get out in, let's say, 3 years, It should make about $500 a month. So I wouldn't need a job per se. I would just need to make videos about the road trip, going all 50 states, and that would fund the trip. So that's what I'm thinking. Okay. Aliba. I hope I'm saying that right, your name right. Do some people get pregnant or hurt to avoid sea duty? Yes. Yes, they do. Some people get pregnant. Yes. Some people do purposely hurt themselves. Yes. But at the end of the day, it always comes back to haunt them. If they're doing it on purpose and it occurs often, it comes back to haunt them. There are girls that, like, every time they go on a deployment, they somehow get pregnant, and there are people that purposely get hurt to avoid sea duty, and there are people like that. But you know, Omar, what's up? Thank you for your service as well. You're welcome. How many people wash out when you went to boot camp? So in the beginning of boot camp, I remember it was like compact. It was full, man. There was about 100 and... Dude, my printer's printing. There's no one in the house. What is this? Watch it, somebody send me some kind of death threat. It's printing something. Holy crap. I'm excited. I'm excited for what it prints out. All I heard was, it's not fully printing right now. I don't know why, but it's like this, and it's like full of ink. It's full of ink, and it says the more you something on the top. So I'm waiting. Holy crap, guys! Look at this. Okay, let's read it. Okay, we'll read this together. An anonymous random printing. The more chances you give someone, the less respect they'll start to have for you. They'll begin to ignore the standards that you've set because they'll know another chance will always be given. They're not afraid to lose you because they know no matter what you do, what you won't. There's a grammar mistake here. No matter what you won't walk away. They get comfortable with depending on your forgiveness. Never let a person get comfortable disrespecting you. PS4 nerd, what's up? The more chances you give someone, the less respect. That's the same thing. Look at this! It printed it out by itself. Boom. See that? I'll let you guys read it real quick. Strange. Let me see if there's something else. I don't think so, but... the printer wasn't like shut down. It's not even like me though, cause like this computer is not connected to that. Like my brother's is connected to that. So it's something with my brother's computer or that. So, cause I don't know. I just got here like 3 days ago. But that's pretty cool. Let's see. But yeah, I was talking about how many people washed out, right? Okay, Halo Man. So at the beginning of my boot camp, I think there was about 110 or 102 people in boot camp. But by the end of boot camp, there was only about 65. So over 40% of people, just about 40% of the people dropped out or got kicked out. Dropped out, kicked out, held back. Yeah, 3 things. CTN friend to help me. Do you know who it's from? If not, I think it's haunted. I mean, I could probably look it up, like go to the printer history, look at the print history and see who printed where. But, I mean, I don't really care. I turned the printer off, so it's not going to print. Unless it turns back on, then it'll freak me out a little bit, but I doubt it'll happen. Haunted by JT suits, probably, could possibly be. Do you have many friends in the fleet? In my ship, I'm a very introvert person. I mean, I have like, for example, there's a circle. Well, this pen's dying. A marker. I gave my backpack away. It was a brand new backpack from the military. I gave it away yesterday. It had a bunch of my pens in it. But yeah, I have like, a big circle, and I have a lot of people I'm acquainted with, but really I like to have like a couple of good friends like I'm very close to. So I'm very close to like Ed and Ethan. For those of you who've seen my How to Know Your Friends at Walmart video, you see Ed and Ethan. But I have like, a lot of people I'm acquainted with, but not that necessarily too close with. I'm an introvert, so I like to keep it very close, tight knit. So yeah, I'm satisfied with that too. So finally bought the Practice ASVAB book. Awesome. Going to be very hard to practice. Yes, if you need to get a tutor, by all means get a tutor. Just pay like $10 an hour or whatever, $10-15 an hour, whatever they charge. At the end of the day, if you can get in the Navy, you make your investment back. You're investing in your brain to get a higher ASVAB score. The higher ASVAB score you can get, the more signing bonus you can get. So if you can get like a very, good job in the Navy, like a nuke or, CTI or, whatever you want to do, there are signing bonuses. So you spend like, it's not me saying do this, but it's it's a recommendation. If you can't get enough ASVAB score that you want, just study and get tutors, or let your friends tutor you up until you can get that score that you want. Okay. Just wonder, do reservists get the same GI Bill as full-time people? I don't think so. I don't think the I'm not quite sure. I'll have to ask my brother and my cousin, because my cousin is in the Air Force Reserves and my brother's out on a mission right now. He's in the Army National Guards Reserves. But I don't think so. I think they get some help with school, but nothing too crazy. My friend is in the Marine. He told me only 15 people washed out. From your opinion, why did so many people wash out when you were in boot camp? There were people that was discharged medically, like, they went to medical and they said, hey, you have this physical problem with you. and they were kicked out. Only a very small percentage. I would say like 3 people. Because one girl had like a seizure the first week of boot camp. So I think she was medically discharged. There was another girl who there was some kind of joint problem with her, like bone problem, where her bone was deteriorating. So she was kicked out. The third one, I forgot exactly why. But a handful of people, like the recruit almost punched the RDC, and there were a bunch of guys that got held back a week or 2 because they were trying to start fights and trying to get physical with each other. But the bulk of the people got held back a week or 2 or even months because they couldn't pass their PRT, physical readiness, PFA, physical fitness assessment in boot camp, and also they couldn't pass their swim test. So, am I a gamer? If so, what are your favorite games? I play League of Legends. I don't play games all too often, but if I do, I play League of Legends. You can add me. Just Yoon, JUSTYOON is my screen name, and we can play if I am on. When you start that road trip, would you make a new channel called Trip? Probably not, Mayonnaise Man. I'm probably just gonna stick with my channel. Because really what I'll probably do is I'll just have like multiple different type of videos. Like, you know, I'll still have my Q&A videos, and I'll still have my road trip videos, and whatever comes to my mind, I'll still have that video. I'm all about just creating one channel. Like, a lot of people try to branch out into different, a bunch of different channels, right? One channel for this, which is nothing wrong with that, but I'm just gonna keep it nice and simple and keep it in one channel. Now I do have other channels. I have a watch channel where I fix watches. I had videos where I fixed watches. I had a channel where one of my first original channels when I started YouTube was origami, folding paper. So yeah. Alright guys, in about probably like 6 minutes or so, I'm probably going to close it out and do another Q&A later tonight, at nighttime, when it's going to be a lot more people. Hey Yoon, do a video about what you're doing that physical test, doing a PRT. I guess I could. I wanted to go school so I can be an officer after my 4 years. Great. Has logistics made you a better thinker? Nope. Do you see a relation to logistic and chess? No. Lamont? No. I'm sure people who are very into logistics, might think that. Like people who really love math might see the whole world in math. But for me, no. I became a better thinker through reading different type of books than my job as an LS. Can we get a day in life? I can't show you what I do in the ship because I can't show you the locations, certain location of the ship. So it's very hard for me. That's why JT or anybody in the Navy doesn't really show, hey, this is where everything is. Because that's highly a big no-no. I don't know exactly what the boundaries are. It's not very set in stone, and I don't want to get the big Navy mad. Like, this guy is showing too much. Like Benny Winslow had, a lot of cool videos, but it was taken down because he was showing too much. too much of what the Navy does. So his videos were shot down. How open is the LS rate right now? Anybody can join any rate. LS specifically is very open. Despite what your recruiter might say, your recruiter is doing his job by trying to fill up the numbers in certain jobs. And he might say, hey, LS hasn't been open for 9 months. It's not going to be open for any time soon. So don't pick LS. But he's lying. I missed your question. Why is physical fitness very important in the Navy? Why you don't have to fights like Army or Marines? No. I would say Army and Marines don't have to worry about fire at all. I mean, they do, but not as much as they do in the Navy. Like, why we don't emphasize like holding guns and stuff? It's because we're in a ship, right? We have airplanes in a carrier, right? We have airplanes to protect us, and with the carrier there's a submarine, and with the carrier, with the thing itself, there's a bunch of different ships to protect the carrier. And as a sailor, you know, we have our security force, MAs, right? They are trained for that, but we are trained to, you know, do our jobs as a logistics specialist, as a culinary specialist, as an IT, you know, as a, you know, we all have different jobs, and as long as we do our jobs to the best ability, you know, we will be protected. But in terms of fighting fire, that's very important in the Navy. I would argue more compared to the Army and the Marines. Yeah, because if we are out at sea, you know, like I got specialized training to fight fires. I got training to fight aircraft fires and fires within the ship. Because if the ship there's a fire, depending on what class of fire it is, you know, we gotta know how to fight it and put it out. Like, I have a couple of jobs that I do to fight fires. But yeah, fighting fire is very important in the Navy. Very, very important. The flying squad. Yeah, there are like, if I'm at the flight deck. Here's a model of the ship. At the flight deck, if there's a plane, aircraft that's on fire, obviously there are first responders. But should they fail, right, which could happen, depending on, you know, what the situation is, people inside the ship have to come up and fight the fire, right? So I am the, you know, only one within my department that's trained to fight aircraft fires. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty cool though. Like a lot of people that I know, like after they finish Navy, they work for firefighting. They become a fireman. So, and they get paid, and that's pretty cool. I might do that too. Like, I might just try and be a volunteer fireman and do that for a little bit, see if I like it or not. I mean, it's not my career path, but I just want to see how my Navy firefighting skills translate into the actual thing. But yeah, I might. Are you afraid of roller coasters? No, I like roller coasters. Do you know everyone I meant? What did you say? Let me see. Dreamed about being an officer, but going to take the enlist path first because I got bad grades. And will the Navy help me go to school and such? In my opinion, the big Navy, the only thing that Navy itself cares about is you doing your job. For example, at the end of the day, the only thing that Navy cares about is me doing my job as an LS. If I can't do my job, they do not want me to go to school, right? You know, going tuition assistance and going to different schools. Like, right now, one of the requirements when I first filled out my application to take college classes in the ship is one of the sections says, is this sailor competent enough, doing his job well, to the satisfying degree that you give him permission to take math class within the ship. And if my first class, my chief says, and my division officer says yes, he fulfills this role satisfyingly, then they give me permission, right? At the end of the day, the Navy doesn't really care about your education, right? You're the only one that cares about your education. It's not me. I don't care what you do. If you want to take that path, do it. If you don't want to take that path, you don't have to do it. No one cares about your education but yourself. It's kind of sad to say, and that's the truth, right? So you have to look out for yourself and operate out of your own self-interest. That's my opinion. What time are you going to do the Q&A tonight? I don't know exactly when. It might be from 7. It might start at 7 or 8 or 9, but definitely not before 10. So sometime 7 or 8, 9. Have you heard of the third rule? Thirds rule. A third in stocks, third in savings, third to save on, say to live on. Yeah. My money is distributed. 20% of my pay I get from the Navy goes to TSP, Thrift Savings Plan, and I put $10,000 in stocks, and I'm letting that ride. And the other $10,000 I have with me in my bank. And so right now I'm saving up to buy a house. I think my family, we are on the talks. So we're kind of still thinking right now. It just depends on my parents if they want to do it or not. If they don't want to do it, maybe we'll wait again till next year, and I'll have probably $30,000, and then we'll put a down payment on the house. And then yeah. Why the Navy getting rid of blue camo soon? They just want an upgrade, I guess. I don't know exactly why they want to do it. Maybe just change the pace, change the scenery. I don't know. It's silly because blue will blend better in the ocean, but the green is like the ocean. So one thing, even if you like when you're out at sea, you're not really allowed to wear the blue camos because you have what's called an FRV, a coverall. But even if you are like that, if you are outside the ship, like you're out on the flight deck, you're given a life vest. I mean, you have to have a life vest on. You have to have certain protective gear on, so just in case you fall off the ship, it's easier to find you. But it's not, always that case. But yeah. What do I know about those CBs? Today's topic of the day is CBs, huh? Andrew Ellis. CBs, 3 things I know about them. 1, they do construction and combat, or combat or construction, building like bunkers or houses, whatever they want to do, or whatever they have to do. And second thing is, it's very hard to get promoted within the ranks. Very, very hard, and a lot of people get transferred out of CBs. And third, there's a video with Mike Rowe and the CBs on YouTube. Highly recommend you watch it if you are interested in CBs. Drill weekend is boring for reservists. I don't know what that is. What would happen if pirates tried to hijack your ship? That would never happen. What would happen, I meant. So let's assume there's a carrier, right? My carrier. A very hypothetical situation, my carrier. And like all the other the frigates and the submarines, they all disappeared somehow. And there's like 100 pirate ships from all over a bunch of different directions coming to my carrier. Now there will be the MAs, shooting the calibers. Now let's say all the planes are gone. The MAs shooting the guns and the security forces shooting the guns, trying to prevent people to come in. But if whatever happens and the pirates do come on board the ship, I don't know exactly what the procedure is. Right, I've never had to do a drill. I think that's one thing that the Navy doesn't ever expect to happen, and I personally don't think that's ever going to happen. But if it does, the pirates would definitely get lost in the ship. It's the ship is so big and it's so confusing how the layout that they have it. You know, they would get lost. But yeah, I don't know exactly what would happen. If pirates got onto the ship, that would be a bad day for sailors. Let's see. Everyone look at me like I'm crazy for joining the Navy because everyone thinks Navy is lame when it's not. PS4 nerd fanboy, you know, I can definitely agree with that, right? When I was in high school, when I thought about people joining the military, I thought, you know what, the military has such a bad image, you know, and it's not. You know, when I first thought about joining the Navy, you know, definitely I got a bad image. Like, if you look at the cartoons and, you know, the TV shows, they portray, like, the Army people being dumb, right? How do I shoot? How do I count? Like, Fairy Odd Parents, like, you know, what's that? Sanjay's dad. And, you know, Timmy Turner had an episode where he wanted to switch dads, and Timmy Turner was, like, the son of Sanjay's dad, and you know, they couldn't count or whatever. So the military has such a bad image, but in reality, it doesn't. When I'm in it, you know, I can see why there are some people that are not the brightest and maybe shouldn't be in the military, in my opinion. But the Navy definitely has some very sharp people. Like the sharpest people I've ever met came from the Navy. There are SSDF for a situation like that. Okay. Are there always idiots fighting in the ship like those fist fights I always see between sailors? Not so much. Not so much. Probably out at sea they might, you know, it might get heated. But right now for me, no. Luffy, and he's the finest pirate. Frank, what's up? My friend thinks military is for lazy people. PS4, tell your friends to go look up military YouTubers, and tell your friends that military YouTubers make a lot more money than they do. Like JT probably makes a lot of money. Kyle Gott makes a lot of money from YouTube, and Nava makes a lot of money from YouTube. I make a decent amount of money from YouTube. We're hustlers, man. And tell your friends to subscribe to me. See how from where I am, from 7,000 subscribers, how I get to 1 million subscribers in 10 years or so. JT, what's up? Russians. Marines are the sharpest. Matt Ditto. Tell your friends Yoon would steal your girl. JT, you came in as I was about to close out soon. JT ignored my email, guys. I was like, JT, let's collab and make a Hey Comments video together. And JT ignored it. And I even left comments for him to look at. I have to do homework. JT was like, man, who's this Yoon guy? Probably, I don't know. Probably could do like the Skype thing. I'm not going to California from East Coast. JT, you're making that YouTube money, right? You should buy my plane ticket. JT and Yoon, who would win in an arm wrestle? You or Yoon? I don't know, man. I'm pretty weak. I'm just bones, man. So I'd have to give it to JT. I think Kyle God is not very potent in his subs to view ratio, but JT and Yoon are pretty potent, with JT hovering around 10% range and Yoon sitting around. What do you mean? What do you mean very potent? I am 24 years of age. I think Kyle, well, I don't know. Yeah, JT has like a lot of views per video. In my opinion, like when you post a video, as long as you can get like 5 to 10% of your 5 to 10% of your subscribers to watch your video, then you know that's fairly successful video in my opinion. And like 10% is the most ideal number. Like PewDiePie, like he has like what, like billion subscribers or whatever, 50 million subscribers, but each of his videos get like a million views within the first couple of days. So that's less than 10%. But I mean, it's PewDiePie. Color blindness in the Navy helps me out, bro. Yeah, some people, like, it helps them, like, you know, it gets them out of a very sticky situation sometimes to be colorblind. I like Kyle, but he's been spamming so much I don't even want to watch it. I'm very spammy sometimes too. Kappa. Do you plan to see your family in the summer? I am MConite. I'm actually at home. This is my room, so I'm at home for the summer. So I will do a lot of videos and figure something out for financial videos and stuff. I like Kyle, but I am not interested in the Air Force. Can't hate that. Do you see any CTTs, and what is the CT community like? I do not see any CTTs, and I don't know what CT community is like. Can we get a room tour? Not yet. My room is kind of dirty. Like, I just put out a bunch of my clothes. I was actually gonna, here, I'll show you. Oh shoot. My clothes, so it's kind of dirty, because I'm gonna make a video about how I'm gonna get a bunch of my clothes that I don't wear and go to Plato's Closet and, you know, sell my clothes. So my room is kind of dirty. Should do more vlogs. Yes, I should. Having fun with my family? Yes. My cousin got married not too long ago. I came here for the wedding, went to the wedding, hung out with my family from Korea. Do you have to salute an officer who is higher than you in a different branch? If you're an officer, yeah, you salute. Doesn't matter, like, I could be a chief or master chief. If there's an 01 officer, you salute. I actually met some officers, a major from the Korean Army not too long ago on Sunday, and 4 Army Academy students that are future officers. So that was a pretty cool experience to meet a Army major, chaplain, Korean Army major, and some academy members from Korea. If I tell my CO to suck it and throat punch him, what would happen? For actually hitting him, you could go to the brig in jail. And you could be bumped down a couple of rank. So let's say you actually did this, you went through with it, and you're E3. You could go to the brig for like 90 days or maybe 60 days, be on restriction, half month's pay for 45 days, and or you could get kicked out of the Navy. Probably not going to happen. You're probably not going to get kicked out of the Navy. Probably just going to go to the brig. And also, if you tell the CO to suck it, then that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, you could be bumped down a rank, get half month's pay for half months pays for like 45 days, being in the brig, jail for like however many long. Would you ever plan for OCS? I am applying for State 21 next year, Seaman to Admiral program, where the Navy sends you back to school to get your degree next year. Ever had a butterbar moment? I don't know exactly what a butterbar moment is. If you smash the Sergeant Major's daughter, will it be okay or get in trouble? Technically, it'll be okay. Sergeant Major wouldn't be happy. Technically, it's not a why not situation. Yeah. Alright guys, so I'm going to close it out soon, very soon. Is a new butterbar commissioned officer who is basically a bad officer who demands so much and the enlisted folks won't like him or her. That could be me. I could be a very stickler and be very mean if I'm an officer. Do you think having a relationship with your CO, with your co-workers in the Navy is a good idea? I've always heard it's not a good thing. But I don't see why not. If you want to do it, just go for it. And if you break up, then it'll be a little bit awkward. It'll be awkward situation. But at the end of the day, you'll have to work with each other. Like I had that situation too. Like not me in particular, but the group of people that I was working with. Two girls were dating, and they were hitting it off. But then after a couple of months, they broke apart, and we kind of had to cater and kind of baby them and kind of separate them because they wanted to be separate from each other. But my favorite cereal brand, I like what is it, Captain Crunch. Sea or land duty? Everyone would prefer land duty. I mean, not everyone, I guess I can't say. Some people really love being out at sea, but I'm more of a paper pusher, desk guy. I like it easy, so I would say land duty. Do sailors and Marines fight in the ship? Plenty of times. I'm sure they do. There's no Marines in my ship, but I'm sure they do in LHCs and stuff where Marines are transferred. Aliba, I'm not sure if I like both, kind of torn. Ever meet an admiral before or a high-ranking flag officer? Yes, I've met 2-star admiral, 4-star admiral. Had the opportunity to meet President Trump because President Trump a while back was in the Ford, and Ford was about 30-minute walking distance from me, but I didn't want to walk, so I didn't go. I was going to say something, but I forgot. It's okay, you can tell me tonight when I'm having my Q&A tonight. Alright guys, so I am going to close it out. It's been an hour and 40 minutes. I think the admirals are, they're all people. People are pretty chill. Like, in general, like, people are people. People are chill. People might think, like, just because you're higher ranking, you should stay away from them. But, people are people at the end of the day. They're just people. most people are nice. There are some individuals that are nasty, but most people are nice. Everyone has a different degree of nice, and everyone has their own definition of nice. But generally, people want to do good. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'm probably going to go eat some rice, if anyone was wondering. And I will see you guys again, most of you guys, tonight.